What is your position on affordable housing? I hope I have 2 minutes. Affordable housing is one of the toughest issues that we face. I don't know anywhere in the world that they've solved the affordable housing issue when you've got an area that everybody wants to live and the area is constrained. You can't add any more land. I mean, the answer is to add more, right? Because of economics. When something's in short supply, everybody wants, the price goes up. So I absolutely, and that 8 million or whatever people are saying that I didn't put in affordable housing, I actually put it in this budget and added another 4 million, I think it was. So we put quite a bit into our AHIP, our Arlington Housing Investment Fund. And that's an important thing, that's an important tool we've got for housing. It is a revolving fund, so we can loan out, put low interest rates loans, which allows developers of affordable housing to build them in a way that they can afford, and then as the rent comes in, they pay it back and it revolves out and we can use it again, which is great. But we cannot build our way out of our affordable housing issue. One of the things we really need to look at is zoning, and we need to look at other ways of making people have a little bit more flexibility in their living arrangement. We need to look at preserving our market rate, our existing market rate units. For example, Barcroft Apartments has got about 1,500 units, and there's some other places along the pipe. If we lose those, I just don't think we can build our way out of it. So I've actually been meeting with some of the owners of those buildings, trying to develop a relationship because they hadn't been treated very well before, and my staff even said, oh, he won't even talk to you. Well, now he says, Libby, it's nice to hear from you. That doesn't mean we've gotten anywhere necessarily, but this person will talk to me, and he's a very significant person. I'm building relationships so we can get it done. We've got to focus on the market rate, existing market rate units that we have. And if anybody here has got some great ideas about how we can afford to improve our affordable housing and how we can do it and how we should do it, what works well, anywhere in the world, I am very happy to hear it, because I haven't heard it yet, and I've asked a lot of people.
Well then, Libby, I have an idea for you, and that is something that's called the missing middle. And first of all, though, let me say that I don't think that we can look at housing affordability, which is the way that I prefer to look at it, because it's not just affordable housing for those of lowest means below 80% of area median income. Housing affordability is really an issue across the board at low and middle incomes. And I know this because as an employer, I have employees who struggle to be able to afford to live in Arlington, and I want to hire employees that can live in Arlington. And I think as a county board member, we want county employees to be able to live in Arlington. So it really goes across the board. And so what I'll say is this, is that there are options that are available to us that we have not even begun to explore. And I know this from conversations that we've been having on the Planning Commission and looking at what's called the missing middle. This is the idea that in Arlington we have the very high density that we see right here in our metro corridors, and we've protected our single-family neighborhoods, the very low density. We have done very little at looking at the medium density, this missing middle, which would be on the edges of our corridors and in commercial corridors served by bus, places like Lee Highway, and we're now looking at 4 Mile Run Valley. And there's the opportunity to create different kinds of housing, and that is neighborhood scale, and that is this medium density where you would see things like European style flats, like co-housing opportunities, micro units, things that are of a density similar to townhouses, but different kinds of housing products. Those are appropriate, those are great options for seniors that want to age in the community, for young families starting out, and we can do this, but not when we're fighting amongst ourselves and fighting over the direction to go. We have to have a unifying vision to move forward in that direction.
A few more seconds, and thank you for reminding me. You know, it's not just about housing, it's about affordable living. So what you need in any thriving community is a ladder. Think of it as a ladder, and you've got jobs in housing for folks at the lower end, you've got people at the top end, and then you do have the rungs in the middle, and you need to make sure you've got those rungs so that people can have jobs and can have housing that work on all of the different levels. And anybody who has trouble with housing generally, when you look at it, there are 3 things that they have trouble with. It's paying for housing, it's paying for transportation, and it's paying for childcare. If we can address also transportation, childcare, we can free up more money for people to be able to afford to stay here, and that will help a lot of people besides just those who need affordable housing.